And who the hell wants to think that? And no one will think that. And I have thought that through, because I thought through, we're going to attribute to Hitler the highest possible motives. It has to be a game you want to play. It has to be a game that you can play with other people. And it has to be a game that, if you play with other people, actually works in the world. Let's play the game and see if it's any fun. Well, we're trying to build the Third Reich, and we're trying to stabilize the state, and we're trying to do all these good things. So what do you do with the Jews and the Gypsies? Well, round them up, fine. Enslave them, fine. You should have had them work for the benefit of the victory. And then if you wanted to, you liquidate them afterwards. It's like, well, why do people fight? Well, maybe they fight sometimes for good reasons. Well, I've been fascinated with totalitarianism forever, because I've been obsessed with totalitarianism. And like, there's an idea, it's one of the deepest ideas of mankind, but it's certainly one of the deepest ideas of Judeo-Christian civilization. Like, when Hitler first came to power, he put in a lot of public health initiatives, including mass tuberculosis screening, which actually turned out to be a good thing. And at the same time, he went on a beautify the factories campaign. And so he convinced the German factory owners and so forth to increase the levels of hygiene in the factories, to get rid of the rats and the mice, to plant flowers out front, you know, to make everything look neat and orderly. That's good. It's kind of insane. It's not kind of insane. It's utterly surreal. Watch and decide for yourself. You know, and the Germans had plenty of reason to be resentful and hateful, because, I mean, think about what they went through. We can't even imagine it. First of all, there was World War I, and so there was many men, like Hitler himself, who served in the trenches. And there's one story about Hitler. He won a medal for heroism in World War I, and he was sitting around with a group of his buddies and went off to do something, God only knows what. And when he came back, they were all dead, because a mine had, not a mine, I don't remember, some kind of shell had landed in the middle of them and killed them all. Well, Hitler came to embody the desire of the German people for order and revenge. Fair enough. Look, that's a heroic act. Oh yeah, well, I know that.
Do you want to lay out your argument about Hitler, and then I'll respond to it? And
I've studied Hitler a lot, and there's a bunch of things that you can't say about him. You can't say he was stupid.
Right.
You can't say he was without artistic talent. You can't say that he was a poor organizer. You can't say that he wasn't charismatic. You can't say that he did wonders for Germany's economy in the first part of his reign. Your friendly neighborhood neo-Nazi. The problem is that we can't actually have a reasonable discussion about it. And some of that's because people are badly educated historically.
I think that's it. Punch a Nazi. Who's a Nazi? Everybody that doesn't agree with you. I've seen punch a Nazi so many times.
But I do think there's a deeper question here. I want to take this apart a little bit. Okay, so the idea is, I was reading Hitler's Table Talk, and Hitler's Table Talk is a very interesting book. It's a book, and I think it's right. Here's something that was really interesting. So things in the future could be way better than they are right now. Something like eugenics. The problem is that we can't actually have a reasonable discussion about it. So let me tell you something I learned about Hitler, which really, I haven't recovered from my shock from this. Used a swastika. The swastika, the Nazi is from the Nazis. Around the Nazi, you wore a swastika. Yeah, you wore a swastika to the protest.
So anyways, I've been tangled in with this frog thing in this most absolutely insane and surreal manner.
And then I'm also human, and so that means that the Nazi is us. That's what it means.